Hi everyone, it's Sankey, back talking about tongue blocking on the blues harmonica. So today we're going to be talking about the 4 chord. So tongue blocking on 12 bar blues, already talked about an intro and the 1 chord, and today I'm going to be focusing on the 4 chord. But before I do, just want to do a bit of housekeeping, because in the last video I completely screwed up the whole numbers. I called out completely the wrong whole numbers for the 1 chord, so I just want to clarify that. I've gone back and re-annotated the video, but I don't know what I was thinking. I just explained it, 2 of the notes completely wrong. So on the 1 chord, you're looking for this. And essentially it's draw 2, draw 3, draw 4, blow 5, draw 5, and then back down. Draw 5, blow 5, draw 4, draw 3, draw 2. You probably all know that anyway, but I just wanted to clear that up, and apologies for getting that so shockingly wrong. Someone's also put out a comment asking what a particular riff was, and I think they're referring to this one. It's that bit at the end. Wanted to know what the notes were. So essentially that is draw 3, half step bend, draw 2, and then you do a rolling bend onto the draw 1. So that means you start on the 2, you bend it all the way down, a whole step bend onto the 1, and then back onto the 2. And that's a really nice phrase, because I think it demonstrates a lot of what I've been talking about with tongue blocking, which is actually you can play it very, very clean, but it sounds quite polite. So a good way to mix it up is actually to play it a little bit sloppy and get those tongue slaps and that rushing sound. It sounds a lot cooler in some situations, and that's really a big part of tongue blocking. But the notes are draw 3, half step bend, draw 2, roll it onto the 1 with a full step bend, and then back to the 2. I hope that's answered your question. So today, 4 chord. So we come from the 1 chord, and then we're going to go down to the 4 chord. So I want to really drill on the way that works today. And what we're going to build up to doing is just jamming between the 1 chord and the 4 chord. Even before we get to the 5 chord, just to make that work really well. So what does the 4 chord sound like? Let's just play it in context. So we're going to do the 1 chord first. So it's this bit. So it's kind of a riff in 2 halves. The first part is very easy. The second part is very, very hard. In fact, what we'll do is we'll do a version where if you can't hit the back 2 notes of that tongue blocked, which have a couple of tricky bends in it, we're going to do a version where you don't have to do tongue block bending for beginners out there, just so you can get going. But the kind of intermediate or advanced level would be to play the 2 bends involved. So what are the notes? It's, I hope I get these right, blow 1, blow 2, blow 3. Now you could do the draw 2, but let's do the blow 3, they're the same note. And then here are the tricky bits. So you've got draw 3, whole step bend, then you're going to go up a semitone to draw 3, half step bend, and then back down. Draw 3, whole step bend, blow 3, blow 2, blow 1. And it's all tongue blocked, right? Now, just as you have the option, many options on the 1 chord, to play the vanilla version where you're doubling each note, or, as we talked about in the last video, it can sound cooler to drop one of those notes, and it gives it a bit more of a swagger. you have the same choice on the 4 chord. So you can either choose to double each note, or you can play one note in that same sort of swagger type timing. So same deal. So let's break it down a bit further. Now, if you are a beginner or an advanced player, I'd strongly recommend doing what I'm going to explain now, especially if you're a beginner. Now, the mistake people make is they rush straight into playing either too fast or playing at a pace where they still haven't really got the notes. So even if you're lip pursing this, you really want to make sure that those 2 bends involved, the draw 3 whole step bend and the draw 3 half step bend, you can hit them as notes, not just for a little period of time, just enough kind of to get this riff right, that you can really play them and really own them. Now, I've been playing for over 20 years and I still struggle to get this right. I still work on it. So I strongly recommend for the 4 chord and lots of the exercises that we talk about, that you break it down and you play it very slowly and you really focus on the notes. And what I'm talking about is this, is to play at this kind of speed, right? So you're really playing them as notes, you're owning them, you're not bluffing it. And that takes a long time, and I'm still working on it today. So that's the first #1 thing. And then gradually from there, build up a bit more a speed. And learn to play the one like it will, learn to play the 4 chord as confidently as the 1 chord. So you can just sit and jam on the 4 chord. So just sort of putting all those ideas together. A practice routine might be something like this. So and so on. So really don't just leap straight in fast, and make it as part of your practice routine when you have time. Or even if you spend 1 or 2 minutes just going and get that control, it'll pay huge dividends right across your playing. So that's the first thing. Now, just to call out a version where if you can't do those tongue block bends, if you're an intermediate or a beginner, that will let you practice your tongue blocking. This is a very easy one that you can do. And essentially it's just using the first 3 holes of the harmonica, and we drop the bends. So it's just blow 1, blow 2, blow 3, blow 2. And you do that twice. So it sounds like this. Right? So it's this bit. Very, very simple. But it's a great way of practicing these tongue slaps and this rushing. And you can do that similar a little bit with the draw 3 bends as well. So if you're an advanced player, intermediate or advanced player, One of the great things about this tongue blocking style, as I said before, is this rushing and the way that you can craft and shape notes. It's hard to do lip pursing in a way, and Walter Haltom has just ruled at doing this. So if we slow it down, it's almost like a background pulse going, or a background chord. So I hope that's coming across on the videos, those swirling and rushing sounds. Okay, so that's the 4 chord. Now how do you come out of the 4 chord back to the 1? So in the next video we're going to go into a lot more detail about this, but just for the purpose of this, essentially both these riffs, either using the bends or not using the bends, the last point you end up is on that blow 2. So go back to the 1 chord, you literally go breathe in to the draw 2. That anchors you back on the G chord, back on the 1 chord, and you're set. What does that sound like? The vanilla way. Okay, and then using the bends. Simple, just straight back to the draw 2. So I hope that's covered given you quite a few things to think about on the 4 chord, whether you're a beginner or an intermediate or an advanced player. And next time we're going to talk about some of the transitions between the 1 and the 4 chord, and look forward to your comments, and thanks for watching.